Hello, I'm Caroline and I'm the Director of Finance and Support Services at Tigon Games. In 1984, David A. Kolb published a groundbreaking book entitled Experiential Learning, essentially saying that a person learns through discovery and experience. The key word here is experiential. One has actually to have actively done something, i.e. one cannot simply learn by observation or reading about it. This diagram shows an adaptation of the model by Sunny Stout-Rostron in her 2014 version of her book, Transforming Individuals and Organizations. Sunny is a highly experienced author and executive coach. In a sense, one is getting two for the price of one here, because whilst the model can be used to reflect on one's own experience, it can also be used as a coaching model, as sometimes a person cannot find the learning and insights on their own. The coach, through conversation, can thus aid this process. The model shares similarities with the Grow coaching model and can easily be used alongside it. This video will work through the model with extracts from both the self-reflection perspective and also when using it as a coaching model. Finally, a couple of alternatives to Kolb will be briefly explored. So the cycle starts with concrete experience. Here, the coach, Kieran, not only interrupts Marcus, a graphic designer, but then gives his opinion. Kieran recognises this immediately and reflects. He then takes time to pause and begins to make sense of what has happened. He realises his actions are born out of desire to help the coachee, but they are inconsistent with good coaching practice. Unfortunately, he becomes stuck and does not know how to proceed, and, as a result, Marcus becomes concerned and begins to initiate a coaching conversation himself. Kieran reflects again after the session. This is known as reflection on action, as compared with reflection in action, which is essentially thinking on one's feet. He decides to contact Fiona, Director of IT, who is an experienced coach. Together they work through the issue, and Kieran practices techniques for not interrupting with Fiona. This is the action experiment stage, and Kieran becomes confident that he will be able to hold himself back in the coaching session. But unfortunately, he is unable to hold himself back with Fiona, flattering her, to which Fiona gives him short shrift. At the next coaching session with Marcus, Kieran will have a new concrete experience to reflect on and thus go round the cycle again. The next example shows how the learning cycle can be used as a coaching model. This time William, my finance manager, coaches Marcus. William starts by getting Marcus to relive his issue and takes time to use probing questions to find out more. When William senses that enough information has been given, and note this may take a while, it depends on how easily the coachee is able to open up, he then asks Marcus to take a step back and reflect on what has happened, and asks him if he can identify what causes him to rush. Marcus reveals the root cause. He is new in the job and is comparing himself to Kane, one of the most confident and experienced graphic designers. William asks whether he needs to keep up with Kane, to which Marcus realises that he does not. This leads on to Marcus generating options. William then offers Marcus the opportunity to work through with him how he might slow down, and more importantly, forget about Kane. The Kolb model is well established as a process of learning. Gibbs, in 1998, developed his reflective cycle, which includes a feeling step, enabling the person to describe the emotions that they encountered during the experience. Sometimes a coachee can become fixated on the negative elements of the experience and overlook the positives, and the evaluation phase is designed to help with this. Hudson, also in 1998, developed his renewable cycle model. The stages are linked to the 4 seasons. In summer, where the person has energy. Autumn, where they are in the doldrums, in a dark place and resistant to change. In winter, one is cocooning, reflecting, deconstructing, etc., and then in spring, preparing to go for it in summer. This model is used in coaching, and one may find it resonates better with some clients. I have to say there are massive assumptions about a person's behaviour in winter. Personally, I love the winter and like nothing more than a brisk walk in the snow. I would invite one to do further research on these models if they are of interest. This has been a whistle-stop tour of the Kolb Experiential Learning Cycle, and I hope that you have found it useful. And finally, thank you for watching this video. If you have any comments, questions, feedback, etc., then do get in touch. We are very happy to help.